I broke my own rule today, not once, but twice. And I'm going to show you exactly what it looked like on the chart. Okay, welcome back to Trade with Raven. I'm Raven. I am a new trader. I've only been trading for about a year, and I trade in the pre-market session and the market open. In my daily trading videos, I'm going to talk about what worked and what didn't, and what I could have done differently. I'll share some of my wins, some of my lessons. If you are a new trader as well, hit subscribe. Let's do this journey together, okay? The market today, it looked like it was kind of popping up. At the time that I started trading, things were looking up. I was feeling optimistic, loving it. And things did go pretty well for me today, except for two trades that I had no business taking. And I will explain why. So today I had, let's see, I took 12 trades. 8 were green and 4 were red. Okay. And I'll show you my stats for today. And so my accuracy was 66%. That's good. I mean, my accuracy is usually pretty good. That's not where my problems are. Okay. And I ended up the day green, which I'm really happy about because I have had a rough month, but I would have been up even more if I hadn't taken these 2 trades. And I knew that I shouldn't have taken them, and I knew that because I put the reason in my notes. Okay, so and that reason is ELAB. Okay, it cost me $104. Both times I took it, I put in my notes that the relative volume was below 5 times the 50-day average. Okay, so I'm going to go back to one of the ELAB trades and talk about one of them specifically. Okay, so I had set my initial stop at $50. By the way, my weekly goal is to get out at my stops every single time, and I just want to check in about that because I want you guys to hold me accountable. I am sticking to that rule. However, a couple of times I've gotten out past my stop, like this time. Okay, I tried to get out at, so I was trading 500 shares at 10 cents a share, $50. But this is so crazy because if I'm doing well, I sell on the ask. Okay, but what I realized is sometimes when I'm trying to get out at my stop, I try to sell on the ask as opposed to sell on the bid. So then it doesn't sell. So then I have to cancel that and re-click. So what I need to do is when I'm trying to get out at my stop, I need to sell in the bid. It's so silly, but this is why I'm doing this channel, because it's forcing me to analyze things on a whole other level because I have to share them with you. And by doing that, it's making me more accountable, and I'm really appreciating that. So I did try to get out at $50, but I clicked sell on the ask, and then I realized, oh no, I should have clicked sell on the bid. So I need to make that an automatic choice when I'm trying to get out at my stop. Because obviously, if I'm trying to get out at my stop, the price is dropping. And if the price is dropping, I want to get out on the sell on the bid, not the ask. Okay, so it's so silly, but these are the things I'm learning. Okay, but anyway, back to this particular trade. This is one of the 2 trades I took on ELAB. And this was a setup that I hadn't really done much before. I was looking for a break over VWAP. Okay, it had come up. I actually traded it the first time over here, got in too high, and then it rolled over. Okay, I shouldn't have got in so high because it was extended off the 9 EMA. But anyway, let's go back to our main topic, okay, which is my break over VWAP. So this is a setup that I don't do very often, and when what I'm doing in TraderView is for every trade, I'm recording the setup because I'm tagging the setup. So in TraderView, you can use tags, and I'm using it to tag all my setups so that I can keep track of which setups I'm doing the best on, obviously. And, but sometimes I don't have a setup. That's obviously a huge mistake. And it's really helped me eliminate that problem by tagging the setups. Knowing that I have to tag the setups, it's kind of giving me some pause before I even take the trade. Like, wait a minute, what exactly is my setup? All right, so here I was trying to get in for a break over VWAP. Obviously, I got in too high. All right. I was also looking for, multi-time frame alignment on the 5-minute. So I'm looking for it to curl back up to high of day. That's what I was really hoping for. I was hoping for a break of VWAP, back up to a high of day, which would have been up here at $4.20. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. However, I got in and the volume bars started dropping. Okay, they started dropping and it flipped over. Now, I did try to get out at $50 or 10 cents a share, but like we already discussed, I clicked sell in the ask. Silly, dumb. Now I know sell on the bid, obviously, but and here's where I stopped out. Okay, so why is this such a big deal? Okay, I'm going to have red trades, and sometimes you're not going to follow your rules exactly. There are definitely exceptions to following every single rule. I mean, it happens. I've had some great trades where I haven't followed every single rule to the letter. However, I think my overall performance would be way better if I did stick to all my rules. Okay, I would trade less, but I think I would have more success. Would I miss out on some things? Yes, but I think overall I would have more success. But one of the points that I really want to make is that this rule that I have about relative volume is part of my stock selection process. And that's something that happens before I even look at these other indicators like VWAP or the setup. And so I basically put the cart before the horse. I said, ooh, I see this possible setup for break of VWAP. I was looking at it down here. I'm like, I think it's going to break VWAP. And I got all excited and I forgot to make sure that it still met my criteria for stock selection. It's like that analogy where if you don't have a good foundation for a house, you build the house on top of a bad foundation and then the house collapses. Well, it's the same thing here. Step one, my foundation is my stock selection. And then I started building on top of that by, oh, there's a setup and, oh, like, oh, I'm going to have windows. Oh, I'm going to have, half bath here. But my foundation wasn't right. Okay. So I think a couple of lessons here. Ooh. Microphone. A couple of lessons here. The first thing is that things should go in order. Stock selection before technical indicators, before entry. Okay, there's a process and I skipped a step. And because I skipped a step, I got caught. Not once, twice. Yikes. Okay. All right. So, now why is relative volume important? Well, it's so important. Volume is so important because if there aren't enough people in the trade, it's not going to push the price action. Okay, so volume is one of the critical factors we need to look at. All right, so what am I going to do differently next time? Okay, next time, tomorrow, because I'm done trading for today. Tomorrow, I am going to commit to only taking trades that meet the 5 pillars of stock selection. Okay, Warrior Trading's 5 pillars. And that's what I've been using as my criteria. So now I have my weekly goal, which is get out at my stop on the bid and I have my stock selection goal. Kind of piling on the goals here, huh? Uh-oh. All right. So there's one other thing that I wanted to address as far as this trade. It's something that I'm taking away from it, and I think you can definitely take away from it, which is the moment that your checklist says no, that's where you stop. And, even though it was really tempting because I was all excited, I saw a setup that I normally don't see. I didn't have all my ducks in a row. Okay. The more you can have all the birds flying in the same direction, everything pointing in the same direction, the more successful I'm going to be, you're going to be. Okay. So I think here the problem is up here. I know the rules. It just takes practice and discipline to make sure that I'm implementing them at every turn. You're helping me stay accountable, and I really appreciate that. That's very helpful. Thank you. So that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Trade smart.